Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. We got a good show lined up. We got some great pictures. We got coming up later a picture of a 948-pound tiger shark caught right here in the Panhandle. We got a story behind it too. But let's get started with the weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at 767-5500, right there at the corner of Highway 77 and Baldwin Road. Run by and see those folks for any of the educational endeavors that you may want to partake in. Rain again. We just had one of these rainy weeks and one of the rainy months. The last part of July, first part of August, it's been full of rain. Get a bunch of it. You can see by just all the rivers and all that just sort of jump around. In fact, let's take a look at our. First of all, let's do our temperature. It's going to be a high of 87 and low of 77. It's going to be like a 10-degree span, not much variance in that because of the humidity sort of keeps the temperature down. Now, the water temperature I see is still at 85 degrees and not much change in it. Now, let's look at the river readings. Apalachicola, again, when it moves just a little bit, that's a gigantic news on our part. It's going to jump all the way up to 1.1. And then the Choctawhatchee at Caryville, now you see it had bounced up last week and now it is going back up, on the way up. It's going to get up to 3.5 and got an upward movement in on today. Now the tide chart, not like we said yesterday, not much tidal flow with our neap tide. We've got about 3 or 4 days of it, but we're sort of working our way toward the end of it. Today's Wednesday, August the 8th, and we're going to have a little bit of bump in it tomorrow. But really, the high tide was this morning at 2:27, and a low tide will be right around noon at 1:35. We only got like a 0.4 foot range on that. But this weekend, looking on the 11th, we've got a pretty good situation with good tides and all. Normally, we want to. On this day, we'd like to call Captain Blair Morgan and get a report from him. But I just wanted to send our condolences to Blair and all of his family. Blair's mom passed away this past weekend. The funeral will be there today. And Blair's mom was such a gracious lady. I knew her growing up and all. And Miss Virginia, as we called her, Miss Virginia Blair Morgan was her name. Her dad had a lot of history behind her family and all. Her dad was a big lumber man, had a big lumber company and all, but he actually cut his company back in the 1920s, cut the virgin timber, all that timber out where Lake Talcott now stands. When all that timber was cut, her dad was in charge. His company cut all that timber and all, and he had like 3 daughters, and I knew all their kids were my generation, and it's such a wonderful family, gracious lady, always smiling, and I just remember a lot of fun times around Blair Morgan's home, and so Miss Virginia will be missed. And well, she was 89 years old, and the funeral will be at Centenary United Methodist Church there in Quincy, Florida. So, Blair, you have our condolences, and you and all your brothers. All right, let's take this break, and we'll be right back.
Your vision is precious. If an emergency arises, you don't want to be sitting in a hospital waiting room. Accidents and injuries can happen outside of your workday. That's why our team of physicians provide emergency eye care to our patients anytime, day or night. You can count on your local experts in eye care to be there for you whenever you need us. The Eye Center of North Florida.
9 doctors, 1 vision, yours.
At Panhandle Educators, we offer full-service banking.
We're 5-star rated.
A safe place for your money.
Find us anytime, anywhere.
Or come see us on Highway 77 north of the mall. On the east side, across from Rutherford High School.
Come see us at the beach on R. Jackson Boulevard.
We're here in Southport on Highway 77.
Live or work in Bay, Holmes, Jackson, or Washington County? You can be a member.
Join us. We'll take care of you.
When you want to get the job done, you want a powerhouse of engineering, reliability, and value. You want a Kubota. And right now, during our 40-year-strong celebration, get 0 down and 0% APR for up to 48 months on Kubota utility vehicles, like the climate-controlled RTV 1100 or the affordable compact RTV 400. Join the Kubota movement, 40 years strong, serving the American dream.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
We are so lucky to live in North Florida. We have some of the best fresh and saltwater fishing in the world. My biggest problem is not catching fish, but trying to decide what kind of fish I want to catch. No matter what I'm after, I always stop at Sunjammers Water Sports first. They have just what I need, rods and reels, line, tackle, and most important, live bait. Yes, sir, we sure are lucky.
Welcome back. Sitting here with Captain Rick Corley. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning.
Good to have you on. You know, we talk about, I know you've been really busy, and we talked this weekend about you coming on the show, talked about this actually Monday morning about you coming on and all, and one of the things we were going to talk about was lightning, because you were working, when I was talking to you, you were working some damage on a boat.
Got 3 lightning strikes right now.
Well, tell us about, you got 3 different boats on it.
Yeah, I've got a 65-footer that got hit while it was out, and then I got, well, no, it wasn't out, it was at the dock, and then I had a 26-foot shamrock got hit that was sitting behind the guy's house, and a 40-foot trawler. All 3 of them are different. In other words, the 65-footer, I could tell where it came in because it blowed the antenna completely off the top of the boat, and it ran a lot of electronics and stuff. The 26-footer got no idea where it came in, got no idea where it went out. And on the 65-footer, I know where it came in, don't know where it went out. Huh. On the 40-footer, don't know where it came in, but I know where it came out because it blowed 2 holes in the hull. But they caught it. It didn't sink. They caught it in time and got it out. But I've never seen any 2 lightning strikes the same. Lightning does strange stuff.
Well, little did we know while we were talking Monday morning about 8 or 9 o'clock, whatever, and a few hours from that point, there was one of our tourists were down here visiting, and that would be struck and killed by lightning.
And he was trying to get out of it. He was trying to do the right thing, but don't cherry, as they say. Get out of it because.
Well, I almost preach. I almost feel guilty of saying in the summertime, be careful of lightning, because I say it on the show over and over again. Yep. And a lot of times it will fall on deaf ears. But if we've been outdoors and you spend a lot of time outdoors, you know how strong it can be and what nature can do. And a lot of folks coming down just don't realize it. And
if you're on your boat, some of the things you can do, be sure to stay under, like a bimini. It has that metal framing. Well, that acts kind of like as a guard. What it'll do is you get into what they call a cone of protection. The highest obstacle on the boat, if you come off at a 60-degree cone all the way around, don't be where you're outside that 60-degree angle cone. If you got a VHF antenna or something like that, it's going to make a cone. Sailboats, you're pretty well protected because of the way the cone comes off.
You know, you hardly ever hear of a fatality on a sailboat.
Very rare.
That's the reason, because it does go out like that.
And if you stay under those circumstances, you've got a real good chance of it might hit the boat, and it'll scare you because it'll run over the surface rather than through you, which what you don't want is it going through you, because that's what kills you.
That's a great tip right there. And back in the 80s, we had a fatality on St. Joe Bay. This older couple, they were out scalloping, and they tried the same thing. They saw the storm coming up, trying to beat the storm back to the landing. And I knew some friends of theirs, and the story was he was standing up in the boat trying to head back. Right. And there was she was over there right by him, but lightning hit him because he was the tallest part of the boat. Right. So that's one thing you don't want, like Rick said, you don't want to be the tallest part of the boat, so you won't even want to squat down as you're driving if that lightning starts popping around.
Actually, if you got a center console, get down beside it and drive, whatever. Yeah. Get as low as you can. And
even on freshwater, a little tiller controlled boat, if you can just sort of squat a little bit and maybe get, it's so important that you're not just sticking up when you're going across a lake or something.
One other thing, and it's been a theory, I don't know if there's any fact behind it or not, but we've always heard, and I always try to do it. I don't drive with both hands on the metal steering wheel. Yeah. Because you're giving it a path this way, and I usually just hold with one hand, and I don't touch anything else with the other, which I don't want to give it a path through the hard area if I can help it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Well, in theory, it sounds good. I don't know if it makes any difference or not, because somebody's got to tell the lightning.
Yeah. Well, be careful. Just be careful. Again, we'll say that and ask you to just really be careful when these summer storms come up, especially when it's such an unstable weather pattern like we've had this week and all.
When I used to run that tourist boat.
Sea Screamer.
That was the one thing. Of course, they do a little different now. They've got a top over a lot of it, but Used to, it was an open boat, and I watched. And if thunderstorms coming, we called it off and headed for the barn. Tried to beat them.
Speaking of thunderstorms coming in, I got a picture. You took this picture the other day. This
yeah,
this is a good picture right here.
Yeah, I got some splots on the.
It rained.
Yeah, it was raining, but
now when you see that, folks, you know there's going to be some lightning in that.
Yeah, that was St. Andrew's Tower. That's right there at Buena Vista Point, and I just saw it, and it framed those clouds right above it. It was kind of neat. And I said, well, I got to get a picture of that while we were doing a delivery.
And that spot right there is the original founding of St. Andrews. That's when the Ware family came in and started building. So, all right, let's take a break. We're going to come back with that. We're going to set up this picture now, that big old 948-pound tiger shark.
Wow.
Clay O'Neill's Land Clearing. When you need land clearing, pond digging, road building, or any type of excavation, Clay O'Neill's Land Clearing is fully equipped to handle it. If the job is big or small, he covers it all, serving the Florida Panhandle from Madison County to Escambia County. He's just a phone call away. Hey, thanks, Clay, for another job well done.
Harold Milling Company, rough and tough dog food. Harold Milling Company builds it. They build hog feed. They build dairy feed. They make chicken feed. They have specialty feeds for rabbits. If you got a worm farm, grandmother used to have a worm farm. Look at that, Harold Milling Company. You want to go down and get you, the dog's not running anymore. That's all over with. You want to get that 16% and drop down from the 26% protein. You don't want over to get fat. Harold Milling Company, you can buy it almost any feed store in the Panama City area.
AMW Trailers, Austin Machine Work, trailer repair of all kinds. Folks, you always need to check your wiring. This is a great place to get it done, right here. Trailers of all sizes. Folks, check out this all-aluminum trailer. That's what they specialize in over here at AMW. You get one of these, you won't need to get another one. Going down in a big, blue, beautiful building in downtown Millville. Get you one of those new aluminum trailers and get yours fixed right here at AMW Trailers.
Blue Water Outriggers, everything you need for outdoors. Whether you're fishing off the piers, surf fishing, or heading out into the Gulf, Blue Water Outriggers has what you need. Live bait, freshwater, saltwater tackle, rods and reels, clothing, marine supplies. Hottest brands, greatest prices, friendliest service. BWOfish.com. Shop online. Open 7 days a week, 30 miles east of Panama City. Blue Water Outriggers.
All right, welcome back. Let's get started on this picture. Store this big tiger shark. They had a tournament over in Pensacola or Orange Beach area, a big shark tournament this past weekend, and ironically, check this out. This is a 948-pound tiger shark, and we're going to try to move through. We're showing this on an iPad, so we've got a series of pictures. This is Wendy Coyote Kennedy. Wendy was in my class back in the 90s, a fine young lady, and now this is her husband and her son fishing. They were about 20 miles southeast. Look at that, folks. This is a Panhandle tiger shark, 20-something miles southeast of Dauphin Island toward Pensacola. And there it is being weighed in right there, okay? Now, on that fishing crew, there was her son was Ryan Kennedy, her nephew was Tyler Kennedy, Brett Rutledge was on there, Rob Mayfield, who had never been shark fishing, and they thought they had their husband said, in fact, for bait, they had a 12-pound king mackerel, and they fought. Tyler Kennedy fought it for 2 hours. They couldn't winch it on a boat, so they had to slow troll it 5 hours to Orange Beach, and they had to lift it on the boat. And it was, and her husband, Mike Kennedy, he was the captain. Mike was actually bit by a tiger shark, by a bull shark in 1991. But Wendy Coyote Kennedy, she's a nurse. They live over in Mobile, and she'll post on Facebook. They do a lot of good fishing and all out of that area. And I see a lot of the pictures and all. But Wendy, thank you so much for sharing that picture with us. And folks, that's a big shark. Yeah. And I think, well, actually, they actually caught a bull shark. This is a picture right here, too. The next picture she sent, her nephew caught this 348-pound bull shark.
When I see that, I think about my brother-in-law. He used to tell me, come go bass fishing. Yeah. And we'd get up there, and I'd make him mad. He says, we'd catch a nice little bass. And he said, isn't that great? I said, that's bait.
And before everybody gets upset about why they killing all the sharks and all, I got some information. Wendy sent some information here. The biologist at at the University of South Alabama, they take these sharks and they use them for research. And you know those shark livers, you know, Virgil Anderson made a good living after World War II selling shark livers to the medical industry, and they found all kind of cures for human diseases and all off those shark livers. So research for those sharks is very, very important. So that the shark went to research, and the part they didn't use it, they were able to give back to these animal shelters to feed these big tigers and big lions and other things. So not one bit of those sharks were wasted. So it, you know, it was a win-win situation. And you know, there was a huge slaughter of sharks. Now, if you'd been with us this past weekend in Carabel fishing that sea quarter tournament, you would say there was no such thing as a shortage of sharks. We're going to watch that video tomorrow. You wouldn't believe all the sharks we caught. We couldn't get out of them. But there's a lot of sharks out there. So,
well, and they serve a purpose. They are just like the vultures over land. They keep the sea clean of garbage because they will eat anything.
Yeah, and so there's a good population of sharks out in the Gulf of Mexico, and we've like I say, historically we made a good.
That tiger, I remember about, I guess it's been 35 years ago now. They cut one of them all open off Miami and found a partial roll of tar paper.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no telling what they'll eat.
Windy, I'm glad you brought it up. The name of their boat is a Windy Sea, S-E-A, the Windy Sea, and Windy goes out with them a lot. But she wrote also in this stomach they found a skull of a dolphin and a sea turtle. Now, can you imagine trying to digest a sea turtle? That shell had to be pretty hard.
But you got 7 rows of teeth. You can eat anything.
So you know he chewed it up. So they will eat about anything. They are
Stomach acid's real strong too. It's almost like hydrochloric acid almost. It will just they
won't say, but I know they always check for human bones in there too. And on occasion, I think they may find one. But that set a tournament record, 948 pounds. That was the talk of the Panhandle, South Alabama coast this past weekend. Was that big tiger shark out of that big shark tournament? Okay. Now I know you talked about your dad being around to see much as he was and all. He was with that generation with the Virgil Anderson and all those people that did that shark fishing. So I know he saw a lot of different sides.
Oh yeah. He, well, and you know what? I stop and think about all the things. Myself, Kenny Anderson, Wade and Lewis Tesser, we used to build 10 boats, get in them, leave Grand Lagoon, paddle all the way around to Breakfast Point. Just, you know, we'd only be maybe 100 yards offshore at the worst case. But we didn't have a life jacket. We had a pair of Viking fins, a squally mast, and a squally snorkel. That was our life jacket. We swam to shore if the boat sank. And we had built those little 10 boats out of 4x8 sheet of tin. Right there in my dad's shipyard, we'd take that piece of tin, bend it, and put a 2x4 stem in it, and so pair of 1-gallon paint can lids, and paddle all over the place. We went up. That Lewis is now, I think, the state archaeologist, and we used to go in there and find arrowheads and the old bricks from the salt kills from the Confederate War right there off of Long Point, Breakfast Point. But kids, you know, we had more sharks then than we do now, I know. And, you know, people said, you worry about it? I said, no.
Well, we did have, you know, there were a few shark attacks, but never got publicized. They really get sort of sensationalized now. If they just gets a nick on an ankle.
To put things in perspective, you have 200 people a year get hit by lightning in the state of Florida. You have 12 people attacked by sharks all over the world, and only about 4 of those are fatal. So sharks are not a big problem.
So we're talking about lightning and sharks today on Panhandle Outdoors, and we have plenty of those around. So we're going to take our final break, and we'll come back. We got a picture of Panhandle Outdoors goes international, so you don't want to miss this picture. All right?
When you think of a successful hunting season, 2 things come to mind: Browning and C&G Sporting Goods. Browning is the best there is, and C&G Sporting Goods is your factory direct, full-line Browning dealer. C&G stocks Browning guns, camo, knives, scopes, gun safes, bows, and much more, including hunting and fishing license. Look over the new Browning BAR camo short track and X-Bolt rifles. Why pay good money for anything less than a Browning? Browning and C&G, the best there is. Home of the experts.
Think you can't afford a new Kubota tractor? Think again. Kubota offers a powerhouse of engineering, reliability, and value that can't be matched. Right now, during our 40-year strong celebration, get a feature-loaded two-wheel drive L3800F or M6040 Standard for 0 down and 0% APR for up to 60 months. Think again. Join the Kubota movement, 40 years strong.
See and save on all Kubota tractors and equipment at Sowell Tractor today.
Bill Kramer needs to buy vehicles outright or take them in on trade. Our pre-owned business is great, and we need your vehicle this week to supplement our pre-owned inventory. Get a 15-minute no-obligation appraisal. We're buying Fords, Chevys, and Cadillacs. We're buying Toyotas, Nissans, BMWs, and more. You name it, we'll buy it. All years, all models. Nothing too old, nothing too new. Bill Kramer is buying them all, and we will not be outbid at Bill Kramer's Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC.
Sunrise to sunset. A walk through nature takes you on a journey of Florida's Emerald Coast. You'll encounter the wildlife, birds, lighthouses, indigenous to the beautiful land and seascapes of Florida. Set to the sounds of nature and enhanced with easy listening music. Only $14.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling. NatureWalkDVD.com or send check or money order to the address on the screen. A walk through nature. Visually stunning.
All right, welcome back, folks. Glad you're with us this morning. So here with Captain Rick Corley. We're talking about lightning and sharks and all kind of things in Panhandle Outdoors that we are actually accustomed to seeing. But now, for this last section, I got a lot of pictures. But let's look at our Express Lane fishing game forecast for today. Our times. We're looking at this morning, 5:27 to 7:27. Still got plenty of time left when the show ends. You can run out there and catch you a fish. Or tonight, we're looking at, well, actually late this afternoon, 5:50 to 7:50. 5:50 to 7:50. That's brought to us by Express Lane, American owned and American operated. Appreciate their sponsorship. We're going to show you a set of pictures. This is on the show. I've had my good friend. Okay, we're going to set these up. Okay, Denny Fender. He's retired from Moser now, but he taught with us a while. Taught drafting and all. We fished together a lot, but. He and his fiance took a trip to France and spent a month over there this summer, and she has some relatives over there, and they got to spend some good quality time. And he wanted to send me some pictures from France. You're going to say, what does it got to do with Panhandle Outdoors? But we're going to get to it, Rick. But I brought this picture so you can appreciate this because of your boatman yourself. But this is a tide, how the tide moves out. He thought this was good. This is in Doyville, France. Tides in that area run about 15 meters, which is how many feet, Rick?
49 feet.
49 feet. So it sits on a keel. Now, you're a boatman. Obviously, that won't hurt these boats to sit on a keel like that.
No, it's a steel hull. In the Bay of Fundy up in Nova Scotia is the only place that has higher tides, and it's 62 feet at the extreme range.
Well, yeah.
And what they do in a lot of these places, they'll build a little cradle for the boat to actually come down and sit in if it doesn't have a good keel. This one's got a good keel, and they just sit it where it'll lean against.
Okay, so they can actually build a cradle for it. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, now we're going to get the next picture here, and all you veterans and all appreciate this. This is Utah Beach.
Yep.
He went to visit that, and he said this was just such a moving experience. So, and then here, he and his fiance, they took a American flag. I talked to him on the phone yesterday. He said it was just they visited American Cemetery at Brittany, and
yeah, there's 160,000 graves there.
And he said he was just moved to tears just being in that area. And all. They just felt so strong about the presence of American soldiers and all. And France has been so good about honoring that tradition we have.
Yep.
Okay, now. All right, now let's check this out, folks. He took his Panhandle Outdoors shirt, and we're in front of the Eiffel Tower. So we can officially say, Jeff, that Panhandle Outdoors is now gone international, right? We can officially say, look, I'm proud of this. Now, look at this. We got a long sleeve shirt on, Panhandle Outdoors, and then look at there, right in front of the Eiffel Tower. With all the Olympics going on, I know y'all are proud of that. I certainly am. Good job, Denny Fender. So anytime you get some pictures like that and want to send your pictures of Panhandle Outdoor shirt, wherever you may be, we may start a little album up or something.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you sending that, okay? Now, tomorrow we're going to have, we're doing a lot of talking today, which we enjoy doing, but tomorrow night we're going to have the video. Actually, it's going to be a good bit of video on the Sea Quarters tournament down in Carabel. Such a great
tournament.
it was wonderful. Just
yeah,
wonderful.
I wanted to go down there, but I had a delivery that we had to do Sunday, and I didn't get to go. David,
got to see David Griggs.
Yeah, David was on. He was down there Saturday, and because both of us think highly of those people for doing what they do.
I will go ahead and say this. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but I will go ahead and say this. We didn't win it, but we caught a nice king. But now, the most important thing, the bottom line, I do want to let you know this. They were able to write a check to the Leukemia Research Foundation for $36,000.
They've given a lot of money.
Out of that weekend tournament. And you wonder why I get so excited about that tournament. That's just one of the big reasons right there. What a great cause. We'll have some great video. You're going to see we caught a lot of fish and all. You're going to enjoy the video. So that'll be tomorrow and going on into Friday, get ready for our fishing forecast. We've got a busy week. Rick, I want to do something. We haven't done this in a while. We're going to give something away. We're going to give away an Express Lane cup with a free refill and a pink cap. I had this on the desk all week. We're going to give it away. This combination right here. And I'm going to let you draw the name, Rick. Okay? We got it. Anytime we're going to do some of these things at random. The draws at random. Anytime you want to enter it, you certainly.
You got any guy's name in there? You giving them pink hat?
Well, that's going to be their wives. That's going to be the wives. Okay. All right. Here we go. Draw out one name for us.
There we go.
Just one now.
That's all right.
All right. Who do we have there?
Lord Estes.
Lord Estes.
Yeah.
Lord Estes. So give me a call. My number is 819-5548, and we'll get you this stuff right here. Okay. And also, I tell you what, we're going to throw in a decal. I got some decals right here. We're going to take a Panhandle Outdoors decal. And folks, if you want one of these decals, they're free, and you can get them at Sunjammers has them, Blue Water Outriggers has them, or you can. Come by or give me a call and tell you where you can get them and all. Okay, Panhandle Outdoors sticker. All right, we got about a minute or two. Rick, what else you got? You had a big trip to Alaska.
Yeah, we did, and I'm gonna try to download some pictures for the next time and put them together. We flew to Seattle and then rode up to Vancouver. Got on the Island Princess. It belongs to Princess Cruise Lines. Went up through to Whittier. Got off. Went from there via the Denali Express train. Went on up through Denali Park into Fairbanks. And while we were in Ketchikan, of course, we went up to the top of Mount Rogers. And when we got to Juneau, we did the whale tour. Now, whales, they're amazing. It's the only place in the world that they go together, and there are 9 or 10 whales, and they always stay in the same relation to each other when they do it, called bubble feeding. They blow bubbles, they herd the fish in with bubbles, and then they come up under them in the same position every time. And all 9 or 10 whales will come up, stay in the same position, use their pec fins to act as a screen, keep a man and catch herring and eat them. The one thing that's amazing, I said, why don't they eat salmon? He said, their throat is so small, they can't swallow a salmon, so they won't mess with it. But they can swallow the herring, and they work for an hour and a half. I got some.
We'll go have another picture next time. We're about to run out of time, and we appreciate y'all watching the show. Rick, thanks for coming on, buddy. And you do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.